that has a future. But our colleagues here are prepared and ready to run with it. I will let VP Twain respond to the issue of the students. I know my colleague who is the journalist here is interested to see whether you will go to school this semester. But they will.
But thank you. Before I go to that question, let me say that the university regrets to announce the passing of one of our long-serving, experienced veteran professors, Professor Ifina K. Abdullahi, who was former dean of the College of Education before the transition to College of Education or Teachers College. She taught almost 2 generations of my students. I did have the opportunity to be taught by her when I was a freshman student here at English 101. Very smart, experienced, educated woman. Perhaps that's why I speak good English, because she emphasized the importance of the subject verb agreement. She covered all of these things. So we're very sad to learn on this on Saturday. Her body will be brought here on Capitol Hill, Capitol Hill campus this Thursday, next Thursday rather, immediately after the launching of the teacher program Thursday for a 1 hour of lecture where students, colleagues, former students will pay their last respects to her. So we just like to, on behalf of the university family again, send our profound condolences to family of our fallen professor. She impacted many, many lives in this country. School is open, and when school opens, it will close. And between the opening and the closure, there's so much that has to be done, And so we're working to ensure that we create an enabling environment for teaching and learning to occur. That is our responsibility. Our responsibility is to address concerns of students. We all like it when students ask questions. And that's part of being a student. When I was a student, I asked questions. And I expect to get answers, and I expect to engage. One of the things that I regret is that when you ask a question and you're given an answer, even if you don't agree with the answer, even if you don't like the answer, you cannot resort to violence. You cannot resort to disrupting teaching and learning. So it is sad. Every time a disruption happens, it sends a negative image of the University of Liberia. And part of my job is to create a positive image of the University of Liberia, to talk about what is happening. You do not give the people who run the university an ultimatum. You can't. We have a student handbook. In that handbook, there are rules that are clearly outlined. And there are sanctions in those rules. The Vice President for Student Affairs should have been in this meeting, but he's not here because he's in Fender. We're going to get a report for the disturbances that happened here yesterday and today on Fender. And we're going to investigate. Actions will be taken. Those students who will be found culpable for creating disturbances and chaos on campus will bear the full weight of their actions. The decisions that we took were taken 3 weeks ago. So it's not like we don't know what we're doing. We do know what we're doing. We have over 20,000 students here. We give 2 entries every year, 2 entry exams every year. We're bringing in close to 6,000 students, next semester. If the freshman admission process is not completed, Dr. Zina will not open the school. Because we cannot run the university without a freshman class, right? So we are going to bring in a freshman class. We are going to bring in new graduate students, new law students. The entrance exam that we administer, the second entrance exam and aptitude test that we administer will be released subsequently. To release these exam results, several processes must be observed. I'm a member of the testing committee of the university. After the exam is administered, the results are corrected. It takes some time. We have both the undergraduate, which is multiple choice based, but we have the graduate, which is an aptitude test. And the law school, is both, a multiple choice, but there is a component that you write, and some of these essays have to be corrected, with the utmost attention to the detail, and they do take some time. So, we get the questions all the time when the exam results will be released. So when these results are corrected, they come to the statutory testing committee where I sit, we have a chair, and we look at the numbers, we look at the scores, we look at those who pass, those who fail, and we debate about it. After that process is done, we take it to the UR cabinet, and the UR cabinet looks at it as well. After that is done, it goes to the UR faculty and the Senate. The Senate deliberates on it, disagree and agree. So these are all processes that have to take place. And after that, it is sent down to my office and we publish the result. So we do not in any way take it lightly, the processes that go into the entrance and aptitude test results. So when the data comes to us, we publish it, and then the students will get their admissions letter. So it's a whole painstaking process, not a knee-jerk, and we have to be very honest. Our admissions process is based on merit, transparency, accountability. We want to observe all the rigors. We do not want to put on a result where someone will challenge. You used to hear all these allegations about malfeasance, bribery. These things are of the past. So we just want to encourage the public to have the utmost confidence in the ability of the UR administration to ensuring that teaching and learning is improved. With the support of national government, we continue to deliver on promises of impacting knowledge in our young population that has selected the university as the institution to provide the post-secondary education. Thank you very much.
We take a few more questions.
Yes, so I just.
Yes, starting with.
Yes, okay.
Josh, we done, right?
Yeah.
Question.
We have two more questions.
Yeah, Josh, your question now.
Okay, so
Colleagues, please, let's ask your indulgence for last FM.
we talk about the handbook, and in there, actually, there are rules.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's why you have assistant, disturbances. And B to that, if you be, the one charged with the responsibility of building the good image of the what are the ways and means by which you think, in addition to the rules and content, can be applied so as to how to disturbances or just get rid of them?
I mean, part of the dialogue. I mean, what we're doing right now is dialogue, right? We give students the opportunity to dialogue. The president office is accessible to students who want particular questions answered. There was, as I said in my first introductory remarks, a convergence of a dialogue between the president and the student leaders. And there have been several of those happening. So I don't see, I don't see where this is coming from. I can understand when faculty members are not getting paid on time, right? And they go slow. I can understand when students are complaining about, the campus. I mean, yes, the students are integral to this university. Their concerns are always legitimate, and someone was supposed to respond. But to argue that provisional letters of admission, if they are not given in 48 hours, you will disrupt. I mean, these students did not even pass our entrance exam fully. They fail in one, they pass in one. All right, we say y'all come in. Y'all can do 12 credits, right? Some of them even went and are doing more than 12 credits. We got all those, so we're putting all those together. So we want these students to come in. There are 800 of them. They're not the majority. So we have 800 letters, 800 provisional students, 600 according to the admissions office now met the passing threshold. The Vice President of Student Affairs had a meeting with the students last week. He had a meeting with them yesterday that the lectures will go out. Why do you disrupt? It's easy to disrupt classes. 1, 2, 3 students, if you go in to one event and start making noise, the rest of the student will go away. It's not a sign of strength. It's a sign of weakness. It's cowardice. It's cowardice to go in while an instructor or a faculty member is teaching and disrupt. It's cowardice. It's not a sign of strength. So that system, Josh, that approach doesn't lead you anywhere. It brings us back, because what happens is that our academic calendar now is going to be impacted by these 2 days, right? So we urge our students to engage, to dialogue, to ask questions, and we respond to these questions. So disturbances on our campuses, have the tendency to affect the larger society, like how it did affect the larger society yesterday. When you go up from your campus and onto the street and block the normal flow of pedestrian and vehicular traffic, you cause chaos in society. People will be going home from work. People have emergencies that they have to attend to. This type of behavior must be condemned. And so we will employ various ways to encourage our students to dialogue. I think, time is fast spent. We'd like to again thank you all for coming. We hope you can come Monday to be part of the dialogue, come Wednesday to be part of the lunch, and we hope you can follow this new academic program. And for those of you who have not decided on your career, we decided this is a new thing to consider. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. This is how we come to our end. And all the background documents you need will be provided for you. All the information. Madam President.